Good evening, everyone. I just want to pause before I start because I have to say this is such an amazing view. I know that view's great, but this one is particularly fabulous. I want to start by acknowledging that tonight we meet on land that always was and always will be Aboriginal land. And I pay my respects to Gadigal elders, past, present and emerging. I want to start by saying how fantastic are our students. Maddie, where are you, Maddie? Are you trying to hide? I cried when Maddie did a practice yesterday, and I know that she touched all of you. And Jared's performance was also incredible. So please, can we give them another round of applause to acknowledge how well they did. One year ago, the Ngo Foundation supported 15 students, and they came from 5 independent schools. They ranged in age from about 13 to 25. Tonight, we've taken those 15 and we've got 65. And those Those 65 attend 13 schools and 2 universities, and they range in age from 6 to 26. For the first time, our 13 schools also include 9 public schools from around New South Wales. Our students, as you've seen tonight, are amazing young men and women. And what I'd like to do is share a few stories with you so that you get a better insight into who they are. This is the first year we've provided public school scholarships. They're the first of their kind in Australia, and we believe that in the short time since we've been offering them, we can see that they fulfil a real need. Our public school students come from a system that has 85% of the Indigenous students in it. And these students, the stories that they've told us show that the scholarships we're providing and everything that goes around that scholarship is of vital importance. During the application processes that we ran, our students showed us immense courage, and they showed us a desire to achieve, not only for themselves, but for their families and their communities. And I'd like to share some of the answers they gave during that application process. Question: what will you use the scholarship for? These are some of the answers that we got. Pencils, erasers, pens, excursions, books, computers, Wi-Fi, mentors, tutors, uniforms, advice, food. Why is culture important to you? Student said, it is who I am. Another student said, it gives me strength and makes me stronger. And a common theme, students said if they remind themselves of what their people did in the centuries before, they know that they can do anything. How do you give back? Through my art, because I can make anything beautiful. Another said, I look after my mum and my sisters. And yet another said, work 2 jobs to support my family. Remember, that's alongside going to school. What are the barriers you face, and what's going to stop you from achieving your dreams? Money. I can't achieve my dreams because of money. Others just wanted opportunity and knowledge. One said, I want to go to uni, but I don't even know what that is. And from a student who had the most incredible story, heartbreaking story, she said nothing. She said nothing is going to stop me from achieving my dreams. And we saw that grit and that determination again and again. What do you want to do after school? I want to become a social worker, because I want other Indigenous kids who are going through tough times to know that you can have a good ending. I want to help other people. And I want to buy my mum a house. These answers and others that we received confirmed yet again how important our scholarships are. But at Go, we know that we can't do it alone. That's why tonight we are launching the Ngo Ecosystem. It's an approach to Indigenous education that has at its very centre collaboration and has at its very heart recognition that Indigenous culture is vital to these students' success. The foundation of our ecosystem is a three-way partnership amongst Go and two organisations that we are just thrilled to be working with, Career Trackers and AIM Mentoring. And I'm really proud to say that representatives from both those organisations join us tonight. The financial scholarship provided by Go will be the entry point to that ecosystem. And in that ecosystem, with our corporate partners, our educational partners, and other Indigenous organisations, we will provide all kinds of support. Support and networks that will take these students through from school to employment, and that these students can leverage and share the benefits of with their children. The ecosystem is not just for the benefits of the students, though. This is an ecosystem where our partners in the ecosystem will benefit, leveraging each other's expertise and working together towards a reconciled Australia. And I want to give you some examples of how our partners worked with us in the last year, the ways they gained, and how they gave back to our students. And I'm sorry, I haven't cleared this with the partners, but I know that they're such big supporters. I'm hoping that it's fine that I share some of these stories. GHD held a STEM day for our students, where they put their scientists and their engineers alongside our students. They ran a number of experiments that our students participated in. And at the end of those experiments, they talked about the application of what the students had just learnt to building roads, designing bridges, and clean water projects. And one of our students said to me, she said, "Shirley, I didn't get that when I walked on the road out there, so much work had gone into it beforehand." And they opened our eyes, opened our students' eyes to the opportunities that lie ahead. Flight Centre used the Go Foundation to provide volunteer opportunities for their employees. Twitter brought us all together at their headquarters. It was an amazing day, where they provided different career opportunities and pathways for our students to hear about. They talked about internet safety, and they brought us together in a way that we hadn't done before. The Go Foundation public school scholarships are a fundamental part of this ecosystem, and we believe that they can be game-changing. When I was a kid, 100 years ago, it was 100 years ago, guys, it used to be that if you had pen and paper, you could do your homework. Not anymore. These days, if you don't have Wi-Fi, and you don't have a device of some sort, that's it. You leave school and your homework doesn't get done. And some of the comments we had in our applications from our students was that the worst part of school was that teachers didn't understand why they couldn't do their homework. Our public school scholarships can even that playing field. We can give the tools that students referred to, that I referred to earlier, and we can give our students the tools they need to succeed. And we can affect real change. But what does real change look like? How do we know at Go that our model can do that? Well, we're basing it on hard research. At the end of last year, in conjunction with KPMG, we released a research report that looked into the correlation between further education and better outcomes for Indigenous students. And what we found was fascinating. We found that the stronger a student aligns with their culture, the more they understand about their heritage, their history, their language and their people, the more likely they are to succeed and the better the outcomes. We found that Indigenous students really need strong role models. And the stronger the role models, the more prevalent they are in their lives, the more likely those students are to get better outcomes. But what are these outcomes? What are we talking about when we talk about better outcomes? Let me tell you, we're talking about better health. We're talking about better nutrition, And we may even be talking about longer life expectancy. We're talking about better earning capacity. We're talking about employment prospects. And we're talking about the greater likelihood of owning a home. Most importantly, our Indigenous students who pursue and complete further education, they have the ability to close their own gap, and we don't need to wait for other people to do it to them or for them. And on today, with the depressing results of this morning, this is even more important. The students in this room, this is the one message I want you to take with you. Your future is in your hands. You have the ability to change your lives and the lives of your families. This is the answer: further education. Year 12 is no longer enough. We need our students to go on to further education. The research report's available on our website, and of course, if you ask Kate or myself or any of the board, we can give you a copy. To sum up today, I want to share with you a few words from Linda Burney, our patron. Unfortunately, due to last-minute scheduling changes, she couldn't make it. But she sent me a letter, and she so eloquently sums up the benefit of our ecosystem and the benefit of especially our public school scholarships. She says, "I am very proud and honoured to be the patron of the Ngo Foundation. This organisation fulfills an important role in engaging and empowering Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander young people through education and training. There is nothing more fundamentally life-changing than a person's educational journey. Providing access to a quality education will open opportunities for Indigenous young people, enrich their communities and break the cycle of poverty." So this is it. This is why we need you. We need your help. Those of you already on the journey with the Ngo Foundation, thank you. Because it's because of you that we've got these students here with us tonight. But for every one of these students, there are multitudes out there who need our help and who could really benefit from the ecosystem and the tools that we can provide, the support, the mentoring and the networks. Every year in Australia, there are about 7,000 school leavers. And in New South Wales, there are about 2,500. And this really does my head in. These are not large numbers. And how amazing would it be in a number of years for all those students to have access to the opportunities and access to the tools they need? With your help, we can do that. So tonight, I invite you all to join the Ngo Ecosystem and help us make this happen. On a personal note, I'd like to thank everybody at Ngo. Kate, Patrick, the Bloomberg team for making this happen. The board, our ambassadors and our patron, our supporters and our partners. Every day, it is a privilege to work with you, and we never, ever take that for granted. Thank you all for coming tonight. It's amazing to have you here, and I hope that you all have a lovely evening. I look forward to talking with you after the formalities are finished.